Hey guys, it's your boy King Donald back with another video, and today we're going to be doing part 2 of What If Deku Had Ultra Instinct. So in the last video we found out that Izuku gained One for All and unlocked a new power that he seems to be he cannot reach, and he was able to swiftly and easily passed the UA exam and came first on the Izawa's quirk assessment. So now let's just get into part 2. So the next day comes and Izuku and everyone are in class and they're talking, and then All Might comes running through saying, "I am here," running through normally. I think that's what he said. And then everyone gets excited, also Izuku acting like he doesn't know All Might. And then All Might explains that they'll be doing a combat training, and Bakugo gets excited, also Midoriya. So then All Might says, okay, to a hero always has a great costume. I don't know what he says, but yeah, they get their costumes and they walk out, and Izuku has the same old costume because his mom got it for him and stuff like that. And yeah, and he gets compliments from Uraraka and he gives them back. And yeah, now All Might says, alright, now we're going to be doing our combat things. And then he explains, and Ida interrupts saying, so how will we be deciding teams? And everyone starts to panic, thinking they might get expelled. But then All Might says, let me finish. And then he pulls out random balls to determine the teams, and I'm gonna keep the teams the same. It's Deku and Uraraka versus Bakugo and Ida. So this time, Bakugo, and he's still gonna be eager to fight Midoriya, but I'll say he's not gonna be fully blind with rage, but more of it's just normal, because he's always been fighting Midoriya. And Midoriya has one up against him, so he doesn't want to go in there blindless without a plan and stuff like that. So he's gonna be more composed and yeah, calmer for this one. So Uraraka and Izuku are outside prepping to go inside, and Uraraka asks, it seems that you and that Bakugo guy seems to have experience together. And Midoriya's like, yeah, you could say we rivals. And she's like, oh, a battle against fated rivals. And she says, I'll do what I can to help you out. And Izuku just gives a thumbs up. So now it's time to go in. And All Might shouts, go! And Izuku and Uraraka run in. And Uraraka asks, so what do we do? Izuku says, Bakugo would most likely come after me. He might come busting in looking for me, or he's gonna take his time but still eventually come to fight me. And he thought of ways, and Deku and Uraraka thought of ways to strategize for the different scenarios that would happen. So if Bakugo came bursting in looking for a fight, Uraraka would run and Izuku would take care of it. But if he came calmly, they'll try to work it together, because Bakugo would be on his game. They wanted Bakugo to be bursting in and unfortunately for them, Bakugo was not bursting in. He just came walking in and said, "Let's fight Izuku. I don't need round face here. She can go and look for the bomb. I don't care. I want a battle against you and me." Izuku was like, "Oh, that wasn't okay." And he looks at Uraraka and says, "I'll be fine. You go and find the bomb. I will take care of this." And then she's like, "Alright, but stay safe." And she runs away. And Izuku says, "So Bakugo, are you ready to lose?" While stretching. And Bakugo says, "Please, you may have one-upped me, but I was off my game that day, and I've improved dramatically since then." Izuku says, "Oh really? And show me." And Izuku goes in Ultra Instinct fused with One for All. Yeah, actually, screw it. He already has full cowling, but instead of lightning, it's gonna be more intense aura. So yeah, he turns on Ultra One for All. That's what he calls it now, since they fused together. So then Bakugo says, "So it seemed your Ultra Instinct improved. Well, we'll just see how it does against me." And Bakugo uses explosions to get to Midoriya. And as usual, Midoriya is composed and goes into a fighting stance. And Bakugo throws a punch, but Izuku yet again dodges it. And Bakugo says, "I knew that was coming." And where Izuku dodged his punch, Bakugo turned his hand to Izuku's face and exploded it, and it actually hit him. Izuku wasn't able to dodge that because it was too close to his face. He was surprised. He's like, "What? He was able to get me? That's a surprise." Bakugo's like, "Why? I told you now that I'm improved and I'm better than you." Izuku's like, "Maybe it'll be a challenge this time." And he's like, "Fine, we can go all out." And Bakugo's like, "That's how I like it." And then Izuku sprints to Bakugo in a flash, and Bakugo uses explosions, and they're just bawling it out. They connecting fists. Bakugo's throwing explosions everywhere. Izuku's dodging them, throwing pressure punches. It's actually a much better fight than in the anime, because Bakugo's more calm and he's way stronger because of Izuku. And Izuku's way stronger also too. And they enjoying this fight. In the meanwhile, Uraraka finally finds the bomb, and she finds Ida laughing, like pretending. She's trying to hold it in not to laugh, and she's waiting for Izuku to finish. So we come back to Izuku and Bakugo fighting. They're both panting for air for the speeds that they've been going. And Izuku says to Bakugo, "You actually have improved. I thought you were just slacking off." Bakugo's like, "Oh please, you're not even on my level, Izuku. I mean, Deku." Izuku's like, "When are you gonna stop calling me that? You know, I'm not quirkless and I'm way stronger than you." Bakugo's like, "I don't care. You're always gonna be weak to me." And with the smile on Bakugo's face, and Midoriya's like, "Okay." And then Midoriya's like, "I'll finish this now." So then he dashes to Bakugo to at new speeds that Bakugo didn't know Midoriya had, and he punches Bakugo right in the gut. And he said, "I'm not finished." And while Bakugo was flying, he threw a pressure punch to hit him more, which sent him flying even more. And well, Bakugo got hit into a wall. And when he was getting up, he looked up and he saw Midoriya sprinting to him at full speed, and he couldn't dodge, and he got punched to the face, and he's just getting bombarded with punches. And Bakugo uses an explosion to push Midoriya back, and he's like, "Damn it!" And then he puts his hand forward and says, "Dodge this, Deku." And All Might's like, "You can't use that. You can't use that in your classmate." And Bakugo says, "He'll dodge it. He usually always does. So let's just see how fast that dodging of yours will be, Deku." And he throws, he pulls the needle for the gauntlet, and a huge explosion comes. And Izuku wasn't expecting this, and then he jumped out the way, barely dodging it. And Izuku looks back and sees the damage it caused and says, "Whoa, this guy's taking it seriously. Alright then, I better end this fast now." And then he goes into this, like, Izuku closes his eyes, and he just kind of let the Ultra Instinct do itself, just act by instinct, not thinking over it. And he dashes to Bakugo. Bakugo tries to punch yet again, but Midoriya dodges it easily, and he just, with all his power, with his power one for all, with pressure surrounding it, and he punches Bakugo right in the gut, which knocks the wind out of him and knocks him out. Izuku's panting. Whew, I haven't used that in a while. I gotta catch up to Uraraka. Then he sprints. Uraraka's still standing there, and Ida notices her and says, "Aha! I spotted you, hero. I know what your quirk does. You have to touch something to make it float. Unfortunately for you, I hit everything. I threw away anything small out of this area, so you won't be able to use your quirk." And then he uses he runs towards Uraraka. Uraraka's panicking, but before he could reach her, he just hears and it was Izuku. Before Ida could react, Izuku just, like, in a flash, runs towards Ida and just punches him, which sends him flying. And Izuku grabs Uraraka and throws her towards the bomb, and she touches it, and then they win. This time Izuku's the MVP because he's swift. He defeated Bakugo and Ida, and he involved his teammate to win this. So then afterwards, all the other things go the same, and everyone's impressed with Izuku's power, and he's planning. They say he's the most powerful in the class. They say he's the most powerful in the class straight away. So then after school, Uraraka and Deku walking together, and she asked, "Wow, Izuku, you were really awesome in the hero thing." And it's like, "Yeah, but you done great too." She's like, "Not really. I didn't really do anything. I just waited for you." Izuku's like, "That's not true. You done a lot." And she's like, I know you're trying to make me feel better, but no. And she's like, I can't really do anything unless I touch someone. I can't use my quirk, so without my quirk, I can't really do actual damage. Izuku feels bad and says, then let's do something about it. She's like, what? He's like, I know martial arts myself. I'll be happy to teach you everything that I know. She's like, are you sure? He's like, yeah. You saw how I beat Bakugo? Cause I know I have raw power, but raw power is not anything if you don't know how to use it properly. So then I learned martial arts, and it made me such a better fighter, and I'll be welcome to teach you the arts that I know. She's like, that would be nice. And Izuku's like, sure, I'll teach you anytime. Wait, do you want to start now? She's like, actually, I gotta go home, but we can start tomorrow. And Izuku's like, yeah. And they split ways, and Izuku was kind of happy the move that he made. He's like, alright. Alright. That was a good move of me, offering to teach her. That means spending more time with her and getting to know her, and eventually, well, that's just wishful thinking. Never mind. Then he goes home. Then a few days goes past, and finally, it's the USJ. Well, then while they're in the bus, Izuku sat next to Uraraka and said, so, can you wait for the... Are you ready for the martial arts lesson? She's like, yeah, I've been thinking about it all night while punching the air. She's like, I can't wait. I was just thinking during the night how fast you were, so I can't wait to get to that stage. And he's like, I'll be welcome to show you, and maybe one day once you're on my level, we'll be able to spar. She's like, yeah, I'd like that. And everyone kept talking and stuff, and finally they arrived at the USJ. There we meet 13 and all that stuff, and then while she was explaining it, a portal opened. It was Kurogiri, and villains just came running out of it, and Shigaraki and this blue thing with the brain in it, bird-looking thing, walking out of it. Izawa was surprised that villains were able to infiltrate the USJ. Everyone in the class was panicking, except Midoriya and Bakugo and, the strong guys. Well, it's mostly Mineta just panicking. So then Izawa told 13 to take care of the kids, and he started to fight the villains. But Izuku could see that he was getting overwhelmed, and he tried to go and help him, but he was stopped by 13. And then Kurogiri comes and injures 13, and he splits everyone up. Izuku is still on the ship. He got teleported into the water, but he was able to punch that shark guy away instead of Sue kicking him, and he jumped out of the water himself. Sue was about to help, but she was like, oh, okay. And she jumped out, and they saw the situation. And Izuku and Sue and Mineta started to brainstorm, but Mineta was panicking that they actually had to go against villains. So then Izuku still comes up with the same plan, and he punches, makes a air pressure, and then a swirly water thing, I don't know, vortex, whatever it's called, and Mineta throws his sticky balls to them, and yeah, and Sue gets them out of there. Yeah, the same plan, but then when they saw Izawa being decayed, his elbow being decayed, and Izuku couldn't stand for this, so he ran and he threw a pressure punch, but the bird thing stood in his way and it done nothing to him. So Izuku tried to throw another punch, but it done nothing. And this thing didn't seem to react to any of his punches. And then Shigaraki says, so it seems my Nomu reacted. Let me tell you something, kid. This Nomu has shock absorption and he has regeneration. He's designed to kill All Might. Izuku hearing this is scared. He's like, kill All Might? What? And then Shigaraki starts to walk to Izuku with the Nomu behind it, saying, you worthless kid, trying to be a hero. You know, they're just brainwashing you, you know? I'll save you out of your misery. And he tries to touch Izuku's face, but Sue kicks him. And then the Nomu tries to hit her, but Izuku reacted and catches her and runs away. And he puts her down and says, stay here, I'm gonna get Izawa and give it to him, and he gotta walk away. So then Izuku runs back and swiftly gets Izawa and he gives him to Sue. And she's like, are you sure you're gonna be okay? And he's like, of course I am. I am the strongest here. She's like, okay. And she hops away. And Mineta's running past and says, as if you forgot to get me, while running back. So Izuku says, okay, I'm gonna finish this normal thing. And then he goes into Ultra One for All, 40%. And he starts to fight this Nomu. And the Nomu, unfortunately, isn't able to land punches on Izuku, but Izuku just keep throwing 40% punches and pushing it to 45%. Just throwing punches, and the storm exhaustion is slowing down because the Nomu's starting to shriek a little when he gets hit. But Izuku's also running out of steam, and he gets hit, get hit by several punches by the Nomu, and Izuku gets hurt by this because this thing almost has like the strength of All Might. So then he gets up and he keeps fighting while Ida's trying to get the heroes. And Izuku's throwing down with his Nomu and throwing pressure punches, trying just to do anything, and it's not working. Izuku's running out of steam and he's trying to gasp for air. And the Nomu was about to punch him and he couldn't dodge. And then the Nomu gets frozen. It was Todoroki and Bakugo and Kirishima. They were there. And they were like, so you thought you were gonna have all the fun? And then they all started to fight the Nomu together. Izuku taking charge. So basically, it's Bakugo, Deku, and Kirishima as close combat, and Todoroki as backup to freeze its side, so it has to keep regenerating instead of throwing punches. So this was their plan. Yeah, as I said before. So when the Nomu's about to throw a punch, Todoroki would try to freeze it. So then they had no arm and they had to regenerate, and that's when they counter strike and hit the Nomu. They kept doing this, but they started to run out of steam. And when they thought they couldn't defeat the Nomu, All Might came bursting in saying, "I am here." And he comes running down and says, "Young Midoriya, young Bakugo, young Todoroki, and young Kirishima, you all done very well, but now let me take care of this." And then Izuku's like, "Wait, All Might, before you fight him, the gnome has different quirks. He seems to have shock absorption and regeneration. He's just seems to be unstoppable." He's almost like, okay, that's good to know. And then he starts to brawl out with the Nomu and everyone's watching. And then it still takes 300 punches to defeat him. And All Might comes victorious yet again. Shigaraki's thinking, it's not fair. Those kids, they slowed down my Nomu and then All Might came to finish it. It's unfair. Kirigiri, we defeated. Let's leave. All Might's like, I'm not letting you leave, you villain. And he tried to catch Kirigiri and Shigaraki, but it was too late, and he's like, damn it. But this time he's not all out of steam like half All Might, half Toshinori. He's fine, but he has to go, and he says, okay, I'm gonna let you guys deal with this, I gotta go. And he sprints out. Izuku knows why he had to go, and he's like, and he just accepts this and says, okay, see you, All Might. Everyone is shocked by this, but luckily none of the students got hurt. The only ones that really got severely hurt was Mr. Zawa and 13 with Bakugo, Izuku and Kirishima with slight injuries, and Todoroki fine. And after that, everyone was told to stay at home for 2 days to recover from this USJ attack. Izuku, he wasn't really unfazed. He was kind of disappointed. He was like, damn it, how am I supposed to be the next symbol of peace if I can't defeat a mindless monster like that thing? Damn it. I know All Might struggled with it, but I'm supposed to be his next successor. I'm just supposed to just let him relax and I take care of the thing. Since he's done enough for this world, I need to get stronger. And those 2 days he tries to train like he would. So they get back to school, and Mr. Zawa walks in with these bandages and stuff and says, it's time for you guys to think, like, to go on your next dangerous thing, something. And then he mentions the sports festival and everyone gets excited and hyped, and then Uraka goes on the thing, says, I'm gonna do my best, and like that. And yeah, so Izuku also wants to do his best. And yeah, I forgot to mention, those 2 days he did train Uraka a little. He went over to her house and he taught her some stuff. So she knows a little martial arts. It's only been 2 days, so I'm not saying she knows everything. She just knows a little, like really little. So then she says, "Hey Izuku, so are we still gonna train together?" And he's like, "Yeah, of course." And Ida asks, "Train together? What is this?" And Izuku says, "Oh, it's not like that. It's just I'm just helping her train in martial arts." And he's like, "Oh, I see. So, oh, I see. That's a great idea." And Uraraka's like, "Yeah, it's just after that hero versus villain thing, I just thought I needed more close combat skills." And Ino's like, "I thought you would be a rescue hero, like 13. But it seems that you want to learn more, and that is perfectly fine." So then, yeah, those 2 weeks go by, and Uraraka knows somewhat martial arts because Izuku's a really good teacher. That's what I'm just gonna say. Just because of plot, it's plot, okay? And now it's time for a sports festival. So before they started, Todoroki goes up to Izuku and says, "I challenge you. I just want you to know that I'm gonna beat you." And Bakugo's pissed like this that he's only challenging Izuku. So then he challenged them both. And Izuku is taking this and says, "Alright, this is gonna be fun." But then before that, he walks up to Ida and Uraraka and says, I'm also gonna challenge you guys. I'm gonna beat you, okay?" But them both smiling, saying, like that would never happen. So then, since Izuku came first place in the UA exams, he's gonna be doing the speech. So once he walks up to the stage, he's like, "Oh, okay. I've never done this before, but here goes. Everyone here is trying to do their best to be a great hero. Let's show the world how great this next generation is gonna be. We truly do have great students here, everyone, and the reason why we all gather here is just to see great sportsmanship and the next great generation of heroes. So let's do our best, everyone, and show the world what we made of." And everyone starts cheering like, "Yeah, nice kid." Instead of Bakugo like saying, "I'm just gonna win." Yeah, everyone's loving this. But then Shinto's like, and all the general course like, "Those hero course guys are full of it," like stuff like that. Then everyone congratulates Izuku for that great speech, and now it's time for the race. So Midnight says, President Mike says, "Alright, go." And then Todoroki still freezes the floor, but most of all of class 1A gets out of it. Izuku, the easiest, he's just sprinting by on that ice, not slipping somehow. He knows why, because Ultra Instinct, so he could correct himself immediately. And yeah. So then he actually passes Todoroki, and Todoroki is surprised of the speed that Izuku has, and he starts to go up, and Bakugo sees them and tries to increase the explosion power. And President Mark saying, "Wow, look at those three. They seem to have good potential. The one in first place is Izuku Midoriya. His quirk is Ultra Instinct. And the one in second place seems to be the kid of the number 2 hero, Shoto Todoroki, and the one in third, Katsu Bakugo, Explosion Boy. He can create explosions from his palms. And yeah, Izuku and everyone finally arrive at the robots, and Izuku sees the Zero Pole robot and he says, I have no time for this, and he sprints and he jumps into the air and shouts smash for punching a hole through the robot just to pass through it. And everyone sees his raw power and surprised of this kid. Bakugo says, damn it, Deku, and he flies through the hole in the robot's face. And everyone does the same, going through the robot's face, or just going around it. So then Izuku finally arrives at the rocks, and unfortunately for him, Bakugo was right behind him, but he doesn't need to stop. So Bakugo actually entered first, and Todoroki second. So Izuku's third now, and he's like, damn it, I have no time for this. And he just kept jumping from rock to rock to rock, and he sprinted so fast that he caught up, and now it's neck and neck. Now it's the end of minefields, and Izuku's like, damn it. It's like, okay, I got a groove of this with my Ultra Instinct, but I don't think I could dodge all of them. And he's just running past, and then one blows up right in his face, slowing him down, and he falls to the ground, and Bakugo and Todoroki go ahead of him, and he's like, damn it. And he thinks of an idea to, in the same thing as the anime, to create an explosion. So yeah, he does that, and he goes forward, and he's in Ultra Instinct, so this is what he does. He's right on top of them, so he grabs their heads, and then he pushes him. He uses their head to push him forward, making them both fall over, triggering explosions to make Izuku propel even faster, which gets him first place, and then screw it, Bakugo second and Todoroki third, and as such, cause Bakugo trained more, and yeah, just wanted to. So yeah, Bakugo's pissed by this, and Todoroki is too, cause someone just grabbed his head to propel himself forward, and I wouldn't be happy too. So yeah, and then everyone comes the same place, and then Uraka says, wow, that was amazing, Izuku, that was insane. And then Ida's like, that was certainly great, Midoriya, well done, stuff like that. So then they announced that it's time for the cavalry battle, and so then that's where I'm gonna leave it for today. Yeah, so that was part 2 of what if Deku had Ultra Instinct. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I think part 2 of what if Deku had time manipulation should be right above this one, if I'm not mistaken. I should be posting it at the same time as this one, so I want you guys to check that one out. It seemed everyone liked this one and the other one, so yeah, so I wanted to post them at the same time so you guys get a double new what if. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and yeah, see ya.